What's up, Star Wars fans? Jonesy the Mandalorian here with another entry in the Hyperspace Database. Today's topic, the Z-95 Headhunter. The Z-95 Headhunter was produced as a joint venture between the Incom and Subpro corporations, and was developed during the Clone Wars and was used during the Imperial Era as well, as there were many different variations. The Z-95 was a popular multi-role starfighter that was used by many different factions throughout galactic history. It was popular because of its versatility, as it had moderate weaponry, shielding, speed, and modability. The Z-95 was first introduced during the Clone Wars, as the Galactic Republic developed a clone-specific model for use by clone pilots, which possessed advanced weaponry and shielding, though it was not modifiable with a hyperdrive. This model was seen in many battles throughout the Clone Wars conflict, as seen in the Clone Wars TV show, from the Republic invasion of Umbara to the freeing of slaves on the planet Kadavo. The clone Z-95s were also used during the Fence of Cato Nemoidia and in the Republic attack on Scipio, which was the headquarters of the Banking clan. The ship was popular with clone units as they frequently flew alongside ARC-170 fighters and Republic LAAT gunships, and they regularly flew with other Jedi generals, from Anakin Skywalker to Plo Koon to Saesee Tiin to Kit Fisto. The ship was not as heavily armored as its fellow Incom Subpro wingmate, the ARC-170, but that made it faster and more maneuverable in atmosphere, where it was often used to dominate aerial combat. By the time of the Empire, the Z-95 Headhunter was not a revolutionary fighter, and most considered it to be outdated as it was released, though it was sturdy and moderately well equipped with weaponry and shielding. It was eventually succeeded by the famous X-Wing starfighter, though many groups continued to use the Z-95 because of its dependability in battle. The Empire decided to use the more affordable TIE series of fighters instead of continuing to use the Z-95s, so the craft was made available to the open market. This resulted in the ship being popular among pirates, smugglers, and the forces of the Rebel Alliance, who were desperate for any ships they could get their hands on. The Z-95 Headhunter was still a respectable ship despite its age, and saw use by planetary defense forces and private individuals. Mara Jade flew a modified Z-95 fighter during the Thrawn Crisis, and Jaina Solo flew one as well, which was called the Crystal. Because the controls were fairly easy to use, the ship was often used to train new pilots, and were inexpensive to replace if damaged beyond repair. The Z-95 saw use for many years after the defeat of the Empire, with Resistance pilot Poe Dameron flying one against the First Order in a covert operation called Saber Strike, which took place after the Battle of Endor. And Z-95s were seen in the Rise of Skywalker movie in the Galaxy Fleet at the Battle of Exegol, 35 years after the Battle of Yavin. Because of its popularity and likeness to the famous X-Wing, the Z-95 is seen in many different forms of Star Wars media, from many comic books and novels to notable appearance in Star Wars video games. It is a popular ship in the X-Wing and TIE Fighter games, as well as being seen in the Empire at War and Jedi Starfighter video games as a secret unlockable ship. There is also a model of the Z-95 called the Far Wanderer used by Jedi Knight Jaden Korr, seen in the Jedi Academy video game, which takes place around 40 years after Yavin. This model was outfitted with a hyperdrive and an R6 unit that could pilot the ship remotely, so Jaden didn't have to be in it in order to operate it. The Z-95 Headhunter was a very popular snubfighter used in the Clone Wars, the Imperial Era, and beyond, and lived up to its reputation of being a versatile fighter with sturdy shields, a respectable speed, and moderate weaponry, which could all be modified and upgraded to truly make it a force to be reckoned with. Want to know more secret history and trivia behind Star Wars ships, technology, alien species, and more? Be sure to check out my channel and my other videos, hit those like and subscribe buttons, and the bell to be notified every time I publish a new video. Be sure to select all notifications there, and you can check me out on social media for more news and channel updates. If you like what this show does and would like to support it more directly, you can check out my Patreon page as well. Be sure to hit me up in the comments too, because I'd love to talk to you guys. Thank you so much for your support, and we will see you in the next video.